The pause is power. Because in survival mode, you don't pause. You react. You respond too fast. You explain too much. You give too many chances. You overthink. You overfeel. You overdo. And sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it. Because survival mode trains your nervous system to move like this. Fast. Alert. Ready. Prepared. On edge. Like you're always bracing for impact. But Queen, hear me clearly. Not everything deserves your reaction. Not everything deserves your energy. Not everything deserves your explanation. And this is where pause power changes your life. Because when you pause, you reclaim control. When you pause, you stop living from a wound. When you pause, you stop giving people the version of you they can manipulate. When you pause, you stop reacting from history. And you start responding from truth. Pause power is not silence because you're scared. Pause power is silence because you're disciplined. Pause power is when you stop letting people rush you. Because rushing you is a form of control. And Queen, a lot of women get trapped in survival mode because they feel like they have to answer everything immediately. Immediately respond. Immediately fix it. Immediately prove something. Immediately defend yourself. Immediately explain your feelings. Immediately make it right. Immediately make it peaceful. But Queen, peace that requires you to rush is not peace. That's pressure. That's emotional debt. That's anxiety pretending to be responsibility. And what survival mode does is it makes you feel like if you don't respond right now, something bad will happen. But you're not a child anymore. You're not trapped anymore. You're not powerless anymore. So you get to pause now. Because pausing is what separates a woman who's healing from a woman who's still surviving. Now, Queen, I want you to picture your life like driving a car. Survival mode is when you're driving with no brakes. You still moving, but you can't slow down. You can't stop. You can't think. You can't breathe. You can't process. So when something jumps out in front of you, you crash. You crash emotionally. You crash verbally. You crash mentally. You crash in your spirit. Pause power is the brakes. Pause power is what keeps you from crashing into pain that doesn't even deserve you. Now let's talk about what the pause actually looks like in real life. Pause power is not always a dramatic moment. Sometimes pause power looks like you reading the message and not answering right away. You hearing something disrespectful and not arguing. You noticing your body tightening up and taking one breath before you speak. You feeling triggered and saying, "Hold on, let me calm down." Pause power is the moment you stop letting your emotions drive the car. Pause power is the moment you put your healing back in control. Because Queen, people will test you. Life will test you. Your past will test you. Old habits will call your name again. And pause power is what keeps you from going back to old versions of yourself. Now here's the deep part. A lot of women are afraid to pause because they think pausing means they're weak. Like they're letting someone win. Like they're not standing up for themselves. But Queen, pause power is the strongest thing you can do. Pausing means, I'm not giving you control over my nervous system. Pausing means, I'm not letting this situation turn me into somebody I don't respect. Pausing means, I'm going to respond like a queen, not react like I'm trapped. Now Queen, let's talk about one of the biggest survival mode traps, over-explaining. Over-explaining is when you talk too much, because you want to be understood, because you want to be believed, because you want to be seen, because you want peace. But Queen, if someone is committed to misunderstanding you, your explanation will become a leash. They'll pull you back into chaos with one sentence, and now you're working overtime trying to be clear to someone who doesn't care. Pause power frees you from that. Because pause power teaches you, you don't owe everyone your story. You don't owe everyone your emotions. You don't owe everyone access to your heart. You don't owe everyone your softness. You don't owe everyone your healing. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is pause and let silence speak for you. Not because you're petty, but because you're protected. Now, Queen, I want to teach you a simple pause power formula. Breathe. Name it. Choose. Breathe. 1 breath. 2 breaths. Slow down your body. Because your body reacts before your mind does. Name it. Name what's happening inside you. I feel triggered. I feel disrespected. I feel anxious. I feel hurt. I feel angry. Naming it gives you control. Because when you name something, you stop being controlled by it. Choose. Choose your response like a queen, not like someone trying to survive the moment. You choose. Do I respond right now, or do I protect my peace? Do I explain, or do I enforce a boundary? Do I argue, or do I walk away with my dignity? Do I react, or do I remain calm and let my energy stay clean? Queen, the pause gives you options. And survival mode steals options. Survival mode makes you impulsive. Survival mode makes you emotional. Survival mode makes you tired. Survival mode makes you say things you regret. Survival mode makes you forgive too fast. Survival mode makes you stay too long. But pause power gives you the crown back. Now, Queen, I'm going to end with this. Your pause is sacred. Your pause is protection. Your pause is wisdom. Because once you pause, you become the authority in your own life. And when a woman learns pause power, she doesn't have to fight to be respected. She becomes respected because she respects herself first. So the next time you feel your chest tighten, pause. The next time you feel yourself about to over-explain, pause. The next time you feel yourself about to react from pain, pause. The next time you feel your peace getting pulled, pause. And remind yourself, I am not rushing for anyone. I am not reacting from fear. I am responding from power. I am choosing peace. I am moving like a queen. All right, Queen. Let's close this bonus the right way. The pause is not you being silent because you're scared. The pause is you being silent because you're in control. It's you refusing to react from pain. It's you choosing to respond from power. So the next time you feel your chest tighten, pause. The next time you feel pressure to explain yourself, pause. The next time you feel yourself about to go back to an old version of you, pause. And remember, breathe. Name it. Choose. Now in a moment, your pause power wind down music is going to play. Let it slow you down. Let it calm your body. Let it remind you that you don't have to rush to be respected. Breathe, Queen. Because the pause is power.